Hi collectors, this is the Super Dave in my new house, new venue. Obviously looks a little different. This is temporary until I can get a more regular setup, but I wanted to get this video out. Anyway, this is the new Sideshow Collectibles classic Batman. This is the new one. It's been out a couple months. So I'm a big Batman fan. I did want to order this, but I kind of held off. There were a couple other things I wanted, and then I saw one in a local comic shop, and I really liked the way it looked, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and here he is. So we're going to unbox it real quick, and then I'm going to follow it up with another video that's going to be my thoughts. So let's get right to it. I did open up the shipper to make sure what I had in there, so I haven't even taken him out of the shipper yet. And there he is for the first time. And let me see. I never know whether to cut the tape or just pull it. And I usually end up ripping a hole in there, so let's get the plastic out of the way. So there it is. Yeah. There you go. I did go for the exclusive with the alternate head sculpt, the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, which, you know, if you know anything about this figure already, you kind of know what that's all about. But that's some cool box art here. I like the photo of the figure. It's kind of hard to see with my lighting setup is casting some pretty good glare on there. Let me see if I can move it a little closer. Not working, but you can kind of see it's a really cool photo on the back. I'd be curious to know who took that. And then you got the comic panels on the back, pretty neat. Golden Age or even Silver Age looking Batman there. And there you go. So let's open them up and see what's inside. Oh, already there's some colorized panels. That's kind of cool. Real easy to do, just a side by side there. That's really neat. I do appreciate packaging. So on the other side, I guess, I don't know what we'd have. Yeah, see, that's still pretty cool, but there's the man, the Batman. All right. Oh, there's that Michael Shannon head sculpt. No, it's not supposed to be Michael Shannon, but boy, does it look like Michael Shannon. Let's get him out. I don't know how to do this. And we're just going to pick up the whole thing. And it feels like there's some stuff underneath there. Let's get this boxes out of the way. And let's see. I really don't like damaging. So I got two trays and then the lid. Let's see, I can just slip this right off. The bat belt. That's a neat little feature there. So yeah, just paper, and it's taped right there, so you could untape it maybe, but you know how that goes. Sometimes you end up taking that paper off with it. So we're going to set this aside. There you have a little bit better view of the bat. So let's get this top. Well, every time I touch it, something's coming out back here. So here you go. You can see it's the base, the support, and the extra hands. So let me put this right aside for just a minute while we lift this up. Now, it's not taped. It's just got the little grabbers or the indentations where it would snap in. So we can lift that right off. And so you can see there's batarangs, and those are taped in. The head sculpt, spare head sculpt is not. It just pops right out. So we'll look at this here in a minute. I'll get it out of the plastic. Put it right in front of him for now. I'm gonna get the figure out. And there's a little silica gel. There is nothing underneath the tray, so nothing to worry about there. Very cool. Just picking them up out of the tray. I like that, that fabric, the feel of it. It's kind of like that athletic Under Armour rather, fabric. So let's get the plastic off. Plastic on his elbows, that's interesting. I guess to protect fabric from the gauntlets. Pull it off the boots. Everything's just sliding right off, except, of course, let's see, I can probably get this from under the belt. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, that'll work. Slide it all the way down. I don't know why, it's just plastic, you know, and I'm not prone to selling my figures ever. Actually, I've never sold. Well, I can't say never. A lot of the old dragon figures I used to collect, I have sold quite a few of those. But any of the quote-unquote high-end collectible figures I've had, I've never sold. So there are some little indentations in the fabric. I don't know if you can quite see that from where the belt was sitting while it was packaged. You can kind of see that one right there. There's another one, just might look like a shadow, but that's a fold or something in the fabric, which I'm not too worried about. Maybe a little hot water, a little steam might get that right out. And there's another one right there from where the belt was sitting. Again, I'm not worried about it. It's not a big deal, but some people do take issue with things like that. Great looking head sculpt. Those joints are stiff, so I'm gonna mess with that a little bit off camera. There's the figure, comes right out. Really cool looking. This cape is fantastic. And that's the real reason when I saw the cape. Like I said, it was on display out of the box in a local comic shop, and I was like, well, that's the Batman I need to have. I did want to order one of the older Sideshow Batman, or was it the Dark Knight or the Gotham Knight Batman figure, or the blue and gray one. Seen them on a couple of sites. See them used quite often, and some just didn't look right. The body didn't look right to me. I thought it was a little bit out of proportion, too caricature-ish, I guess, if you will. And so I would still like to have both of those figures, but as far as I'm concerned, both of those are going to involve body swap at the very least, if not some other modifications. And it's not a project really I want to take on right now. So when this guy was announced and then released, I was very, very interested, and then once I saw him, like I said, I knew this was going to be the one. So looks fantastic. The head sculpt is just gorgeous. I can't say enough about this cape. It is really cool. I really like the way it drapes. And you can see just with one hand I can get, it doesn't take much to get some really cool draping of the cape. So very nice. Again, it's a little bit wrinkly from being up in a box for a while, but a little bit of steam maybe. Take that right out. I do have like a travel steamer that has really helped me, especially with some of the Lord of the Rings capes and cloaks. So I'll probably fire that up here in a little bit before I do my review. So there's the figure. I'm going to set him back just a little bit. We're going to get he does stand very well on his own. Let's do this real quick since I almost knocked it off the table. Here's that spare Bruce Wayne head sculpt. We're going to just slide this right out. Yeah. So you can tell, I'm sure that everybody's calling it the Michael Shannon head sculpt, and yeah, it looks like Michael Shannon, especially with that frown. You know, think about General Zod, or I don't know. I've seen him in so many movies. Can't think of any of the other ones though off the top of my head now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, I think it's that brow and that scowl that is giving him that look. But it's a good looking head sculpt. I am glad that I got the extra with this head sculpt. Here's an interesting little thing around the base. You got some blue paint all the way around. Well, not underneath the hair, but right up to the hairline. Some blue paint, which once you put it on there, that would look like the neckline of the cape coming right up to the head, which probably isn't really necessary, but we'll see when we get it on there if that makes that big of a difference. But cool looking head sculpt. I'm glad I got it. I think I can work with this. So there's that. We're going to put that down right there, and let's get the batarangs out. So this tape is real easy to pick up. Actually, it's not very sticky at all. It's almost like static tape. And with my fingers, I cannot get that batarang out. Let me get a pencil. There you go. Ooh, that's metal. I think it feels very dense. Anyway, so there's one. Very cool looking. And the second. Yeah, that's not really adhesive tape. That's like a static tape. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever had a figure with that. Here's the second batarang. You can see it's a different shape, and this again feels metal. You know, guys, I don't read the stats, or I don't do my homework, if you will, on these figures. I'm just shooting from the hip here and giving you my impressions without all the factoids available from Sideshow or any of the manufacturers. So there's the two batarangs. Don't really know anything about this one. Doesn't look familiar to me. I'm not the most versed in Batman comics. I've mostly only read, well, Jim Lee's stuff. Mostly the more recent Batman. I'm not real versed with him in the comics. Beyond that, other than, you know, the one-off graphic novels and things like that. Do like this one better, I gotta say. But still, two batarangs, and that is everything that is in that tray. So we're gonna, whoop, what is that? I don't know what this is. Oh, look at that. That is off his boot. Well, that's very interesting. How did... I guess it came off in the plastic, and I didn't even realize it. It just happened to catch my eye because it's metallic and caught the light just right. The plot thickens. So yeah, you can see. Came right off his boots. The little metal toe cap, or I guess it's a toe cap. But it's a little peg, and looks like it should pop right back on, and it does. And it pops right back off. So a little bit of glue is going to be necessary. That's interesting. Huh. The others feel pretty secure. And that dropped right down to where my feet are. And I'm going to pick it up before I never find it again. And just set that aside real quick. So now let's do the stand and his extra hands. So I'm just going to pop this, again, not taped, just tension, keeping it on there. So here's your the support. Pull the plastic off. The base, which I do kind of appreciate Sideshow is staying with the, what is it, in a hexagon shape. Sorry, my geometry lessons escape me. That's awesome. So yeah, there you go. Stays with the, consistent with the other figures. So I've got the Deadpool, Harley, Catwoman, what else? I've got, no, that's it. Right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, Deadpool, Harley, Catwoman. Consistent though. So let's get the hands out. So here we have, I don't know what you'd call that. I don't really think he could hold anything in that. I don't know what you do with that hand. That's an interesting grasp or pose. Two of those, left and right, same thing. Huh. You know, I look at these hands when I get them out and I'm like, what on earth is that? And then when I put them on the figure, it occurs to me like, oh, that's what that is. So here's kind of a gripping hand. See a little bit of separation. You know what that looks like to me? That would be perfect for a his grappling hook, which of course he doesn't come with because all he comes with is batarangs and hands. Very, very light on the accessories. And I even opted for the exclusive with the head sculpt. So if you got the normal version, you would get 2 extra pairs of hands and 2 batarangs, and that would be the extent of your accessories. That is pretty light as far as the accessories go. For what is essentially a fully priced figure, I mean, it's not any cheaper or discounted in any way, and there are plenty of other figures out there with way more accessories for the same price. And then on top of that, if you opt to spend the extra, what, $20 to get the extra head sculpt, there you go. You're looking at $220 plus shipping for everything you see in front of you now. So that's up to you, however much you want this particular Batman. I myself was okay with it. I did have some Sideshow reward points and a coupon to use, so it was worth it to me. And I did not have a comic style Batman, and I really, really wanted one. And like I said before, without all the extra work of having to do all the body swaps. However, there are some things I've heard about this body, and I'll talk about that in my very next video. But there's the unboxing, guys. There's everything it comes with. Again, your mileage may vary. Had I had to pay full price for this thing, I honestly can't say I would have. It does look like a fantastic figure, and it is worth it to me, paying what I paid for it with my coupons and reward points. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. As always, comments, questions, concerns. If you have any thoughts of your own about this or any other Batman, I'd love to hear them. Tune in next time if you want to check out my Instagram. Hopefully I'll have some pictures of this guy and some of my other new arrivals up real soon. That is _SuperDave_ on Instagram to check out my toy photography. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.